Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters out there. Welcome. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, and thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to everybody. You know, whatever coast you're on, whether it's the European coast, the Australian coast, the West Coast in Spokane, the East Coast in New York, the South Coast in Florida, the North Coast in Michigan, Detroit. Detroit Lions, folks. Did you guys watch that game last night? Unbelievable, 6-0. I don't ever remember the Detroit Lions being 6-0. I don't know. You know, it's wonderful. It's actually going to be a great Thanksgiving football game, you would hope. And so great baseball last night. I mean, if you were a baseball fan, to see a grand slam home run, win the game in extra innings. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. It's all about vision, folks, and I want you to have a great vision. I'm so glad that you joined me here this morning, that you're kicking your day off here with us at TFNN. It's an absolute honor, a privilege for me to absolutely be able to do what it is that I love to do best, which is be here with you, be able to teach you something, maybe inspire you to take some action today, because that's really what it's all about, folks. If you want to achieve something in life, you're going to have to take action. The markets, which is, I know, a reason why you tuned in, they're always taking action. And what you want to do is you want to learn what it is that you should do. Yesterday I was talking about my granddaughter, and, she's at age 3. And age 3, what a beautiful age. In fact, our CFO, John, and I were talking last night about how 3 is just really, we call an ideal age. Why? Well, I think the reason is, or why I like it so much, is because at that age, you're always asking the question why or what. You're always asking a question, right? Maybe some of you have got some grandkids or kids in that age, or maybe you can remember back when your kids were that age, or if you don't have kids, maybe you can remember, relatives, family, friends, whoever it is, and if you spent any time with a child when they're 3 years old and you tell them something, you define something for them, their next question is going to be what? That's right. Why? And so what's cool about that was when you really think about it, folks, the reality is questions are what control our lives. They absolutely are. From the moment that you wake to right now, you might be saying, why am I listening to this show? Well, there's a reason. You're supposed to be here. You're absolutely supposed to be here. Maybe it is, I'm just supposed to maybe take your little meter and turn it just a little bit a notch so that you can think maybe just a different way, if you will. But it's all about being able to ask and answer questions. Well, when you're a kid, and there's a kid inside you still, absolutely, and that kid that's inside you is so key. It's so key to you being able to smile, to remember back to positive, great memories, to, when you take a look at a child's growth, and look, if you're not growing, folks, you're what? That's right, you're dying. Well, there's nobody out here that's listening to this show. Well, you can focus on dying if you want. But the reality is you can focus on living. I hope that's why you're here. And part of living means growing. You take a look at plants. You take a look at trees. You take a look at people. You take a look at what's going on inside your bodies. There's always growth that's going on. That's what we focus on when you take a look at my screen here. And I want you to join us live. I want you to be able to watch us on TigerTV. We're seeing the mock meter, if you will, of TigerTV. Patronage continue to grow. And we know that learning is visual. And so we really want to be able to help you take advantage of this medium. I want to be able to teach you. I want to be able to help you overcome some fears. I want to help you to be able to stretch a little bit more than you already are in your life. I want you to really understand your potential. Because when you take a look back to a child, if you will, at age 3, when they're asking that question, why? Even when you've told them an answer, well, why? That's a beautiful thing. In fact, what I want you to do, if you want to be really successful in these markets, and I know you do, you've got to be asking that question, why? Why is it what's going on in the markets? Well, I'm telling you, it's non-random patterns in most markets, in most charts. Those are the charts. Those are what it is that you want to trade. I want to be able to teach you that secret. I want to be able to teach you the secret of really being able to accumulate wealth, folks, and that's understanding money management. It's understanding the 1% rule. It's really understanding how it is that you need to trade so that you can obtain a financial future, a financial abundance. You can create financial freedom, folks. It is doable. It is absolutely doable, and you're on your path of doing that if you're not already there. We've got some listeners that absolutely have had incredible successes. And what they're looking for, in fact, they are already financially free. They have got enough money. They have got enough in reserves, whether it's in equities, in real estate, in cash, whatever it is. We've got plenty of listeners that right now, this very second, have got financial freedom. Well, why are they listening then? Because, folks, it's all about growth, because we all want to find another gear. And you're going to find another gear here with us today. You know, today you got an outstanding lineup. We've got, after this show, you've got Tom and myself at the Money Masters. Then I'll be back with you from 11 to 12. Then we've got the best options hour, by far, bar none, commercial uninterrupted, if you will, with Don Kaufman. And then leading things off in the warm-up band for Tom today is Ken Shreve, and Tom will take it home from 4 to 6. So an absolute beautiful lineup for us. We've got the Den out there, and the Den is nothing more than an incredible peer group. Folks, if you want to take your game to the next level, you need to be able to associate with folks like us here at TFNN, but we can help you to do that on a continuous, ongoing basis with another group of folks out there that are all striving for the same. Everybody's got a similar outcome. And from a financial standpoint, that outcome is to attain financial freedom or find another gear to even notch things up a little bit more. That's really what it's all about. For me, and I want you to watch this again on Tiger TV, just go to the homepage of TFNN.com. I want you to go ahead and click on the third tab over. You can watch this show live. You can get my shows archived on Channel 14. And I love, first, one of the reasons why I live in Florida is because 95% of the times when you wake up in the morning, you've got blue skies. And there's nothing like blue sky to create a positive feeling. Now you got blue sky, you add some water to it, it doesn't get too much better than that. Well, the only way it gets a little bit better than that is you got blue sky, you got water, and then you got big rocks and mountains, if you will. Well, that's what Hawaii is. That's what the picture of my favorite spot on the universe is if you're watching us on Tiger TV. Before I continue on with just, my thoughts of the morning, right now you've got the ES Mini, that's the S&P futures contract down 9, the NASDAQ down 9, the Russell 2000 down 7, the Dow futures down 68, and we'll see exactly what that means. In fact, what I've got on my screen here right now is the ES Mini chart. It's a 10-minute chart. I was taking a look at this morning before I left to come over to the office, and it was right here at about, let's see, what time frame was that? 7:50, so 10 to 8, when it had formed this nice Gartley pattern. That's what we're looking at. I'll explain to you what a Gartley is, because you want to understand that pattern absolutely in your trading repertoire, if you will. And this is the place to do it. And so when I'm talking about growth, so I'm going to switch back. I'll leave this screen up here for the moment. And look, folks, you can always call us at 877-927-6648. Absolutely love hearing from you. But also, when you call in, many of you are really great contributors. Because you also are either posing questions, or maybe you're sharing with us a thought or an idea, and when you do that, you're sharing that with thousands and thousands of others. And it's all really about how you think, but it's all really about that question that is your controlling question in life. For a 3-year-old, the real question is just simply to ask why. Why is this? Why is that? And I know that that's part of the reason that you're here today. But your question, if you want to have a better life, folks, it's really simple. All you got to do is have a better question. Sometimes you can just ask why. Other times you need to maybe shift it to why not. When you talk about maybe, for some of you that are sitting on the fence, maybe some of you aren't in the markets, you're scared as heck about the markets. 90% of people are basically scared to trade the markets. Most of that is because of what it is, in my opinion, it's either because of a lack of coaching, because of a lack of being able to define the markets, because of a lack of certainly understanding them. But you've got coaches like myself and others around here that absolutely can help you overcome those fears, because we can teach you the secrets. Look, there are folks out there, you hear these books that are coming out, everybody's trying to sell you on the secrets of this and that. Well, the reality is there are secrets in life. If you take a look at professional athletes, there's secrets to their success. There are secrets to your success, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're an entrepreneur, there are certain things that you do so that you are living at a different level compared to your competitors. If you are a mom, there are different things that you're doing to be able to be a better mom than your other moms, if you will, in your neighborhood or wherever it is. Whatever it is, if you're being a trader, there are things that you want to do to become a better trader. And sometimes, folks, what you've got to be able to do is you've got to be able to say, why not? Why shouldn't I go ahead and take some additional action? And most times, folks, we give out a lot of information here for free, if you will. And when I say for free, I mean we're doing it because we love you unconditionally. We love to do what it is that we do. But sometimes you've got to really take your notch up a little bit more than that. In fact, the reality is when you start investing in yourself, when you start saving, when you start creating this money machine, what happens is it totally changes your personality. It totally changes you from who you are to who it is that you want to be. One of the things that I did, and I'm going to go ahead and share this. When we started off my show, we started off with the U.S. Olympic theme. Now, I have always believed, if you've listened to me, if you've listened to the show, I always believe that the universe has us in a place for a reason. I said that, really, I started believing that the moment that I started playing golf, because, I would hit some shots where I would think I had a nice vision of it, and I would end up in the weeds, if you will, in the trees. And then what I had to believe was that I was there for a reason. Some of it was a learning, because you want to make sure you don't lose the lesson in life when you experience that. Other times I've hit amazing shots from right there by just simply a belief system. And I want you to have that same belief system. Well, when we talk about the Olympics, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up on the screen here. And I can remember exactly where I was when that game was played. More Canadians saw that game being played live than Americans, because the game wasn't played live. You had to be living on the fringes. I lived in Detroit at the time. I was 2 miles away from the Canadian border when this game was being played, where I was at that time. And so I ended up seeing the game live. But what's really cool is my philosophy is that you're here for a reason. You're supposed to be, the universe has us where we're at for a reason. Well, what was cool when I was researching for my workshop that Tom and I did a couple weeks ago, I pulled up the quote here, from Herb Brooks from the Olympic team, and it says, "You were born to be a hockey player. You were meant to be here. This moment is yours." Well, folks, and there's nothing more that I believe than the reality is that you were born to be a money master, and you were meant to be here, and this moment is yours. And it's time for you folks to take action. So when we get back, we'll go take a look at the action of the markets. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to thefrontoftfnn.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. You got the S&P futures down 7, NASDAQ about the same. Same for the Russell, and the Dow futures down about 54 right now. Now, what I had up on my screen here before we went to break was the ES Mini 10-minute chart. And so I'm going to show you, some patterns that are out here, some patterns what I call non-random patterns, ABC patterns, which then create Gartley patterns, Gartley sell or Gartley buy patterns, just so that you can get a feel for how this works. Because I want you to understand this, because if you traded this futures contract, you absolutely would want to know this. And you want to be able to take a look at things on different time frames. This is a quick chart here, if you will, a 10-minute time frame. You want to take a look at what's going on in a daily, on a 60-minute, 120-minute, a 10-minute, different charts that work for yourself. Well, at TFNN, we like to use the 10-minute charts to provide us with information. Now, when I woke up this morning, well, not really when I woke up this morning, when I decided to actually go ahead and sit in front of the computer and take a look at what was going on in the marketplace, the first thing is we were only to about this point in time, it was 7:50 by the time my computer was powered up. I was, all ready to go, if you will. And I saw an ABC that was out there. I wanted to see if it was an ABC. So I started here with the 5 a.m. swing point. The low on that was 1181. Went all the way up to the high here at 6:20 in the morning. It got up to 1187. Pulled back to the C point, if you will. That's our C, which was at 6:40 in the morning. The low there was 1182, and a 1-to-1 A to B equals C to D would have come out at 1188.26. So you can see it completed an A to B equals C to D. We talk about patterns here. We talk about completion points, folks. What we're talking about is being in a range. That, to us, is outstanding. That's where we live. We're not looking for the exact tick. That is not the game. That is not how you play the money game, bottom line. And so we want to be able to teach that to you. So this completes an A to B equals C to D pattern. Now, for those of you that got retracement rulers, you can see that there. You can also then go to the next highest swing point, to the left, if you will. And that swing point here, you can see where we had a market change on a 10-minute chart, came in at 3:40 in the morning. You can see how from about 3:10 in the morning to 3:40, the market was going up, and then it made a change. So at a high point there at 3:40 in the morning, the high there was 1190.25. So if I take my retracement rule, I start from the high there, go all the way down to the low where we started with our A point, which was at 5 a.m. Well, what you'll see is I've got really 3 stages that we look at, 3 floors, 382, 618, 786. Where's the 786? If you can see it on my screen, it's exactly, when I say exactly, please, I'm using that word here, it is pretty much almost exactly, if you will, right where the A to B equals C to D completed. What that is, that's a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. And what does the market do when it gets there? it starts breathing and starts moving back down. These are just simply breathing patterns in the market, no different than what you do unconsciously, subconsciously, every single moment of every single day. The markets are doing the exact same things, and as soon as you can understand the breathing pattern here, and I'll teach you that, I want to teach that, I teach that to my subscribers in our newsletters, folks, what you can do is you can profit from that. So you can see we had a nice Gartley sell pattern. Now, when you have it, whoops, that didn't draw very well, did it? My drawing days, sometimes the computer doesn't do exactly what I want it to do. There we go. That's a little bit better pattern. Okay. So now we can see the colored in pattern, a nice shade of light blue, if you will. And when you take a look at these Gartleys, what they are going to do a majority of the time is that you can draw your retracement ruler from now the A to the D point. So I'm going to get rid of one of the lines that's up here so that it's not too confusing. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that first lines of Fibonacci that we had, so it's not confusing. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that A to B equals C to D. The fewer the lines, the better, if you will. And so now we've got our Gartley cell. Well, on our Gartley cell, what you'll do is you'll go from the A now down to the low, the 5 a.m. time frame, all the way up to the high that it made at 7:50. And what you'll see is you will see 90+% of the time, you'll see, at least on the Gartley cell, the market pull back to the 0.382 area. Sometimes it'll pull right back there and it'll stop. In this case here, the market crushed right through that. It crushed through that at 8 a.m. exactly. That told us that it was going to do the next thing, which you most likely see, which is going to the 0.618. What does it do? It gets to the 0.618 at 8:20, kind of stops dead in its tracks for 10 minutes, goes back down there and tests that out in the 8:30 hour, gets down there and says, you know, there's still more people on the elevator. We want to let them off on a floor a little bit lower than us. Goes down to the 0.786. Now, what I like about these Gartley patterns here, folks, is many times they set up a new A to B equals C to D pattern. So you start with your X point, go all the way down to the original A, come up to our new B point, if you will, and this says here, if I can just quickly get this up on the screen before we go to break, this says that the new ABC pattern here would have completed at about 11:79. What we did was a move of a move. When we get back, folks, we can go take a look at anything you'd like. 877-927-6648.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to thefrontoftfnn.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648, and we're off to the races. You've got the Dow leading us down with 51 right now. The S&P's down 6. The Composite down 11. The Russell down 6. The NASDAQ 100 NDX down 5. And nothing big on the volume horizon here. So let me just go ahead and finish out the ES Mini 10-minute chart here for today's lesson, if you will, at least the first one of the day. And so when you take a look at these Gartley patterns, oftentimes when you're doing this retracement back, in this case here, you were doing a retracement up, if you will, what that's really setting up is a new A to B equals C to D pattern. And what I was saying is in that case there, it would suggest to us that what we should see is we should see a push down into the, on the ES mini contract, into the 1179.50. Now, right now, before it gets down there, if you will, what happens is, you've heard of a move, or hopefully you have, and if you haven't, what you want to do is you want to go over and you want to get the art of timing the trade. And, you know, we're doing this, we're really trying to help the local environment and ask folks to go out to their local bookstore to order it. Best absolute investment that you could make in yourself. You have to make investments in yourself. You've got to do it through books, through coaches, through services. You know, that is how you find another level. That's how you already take somebody who's already successful. You know, the way that you got successful, I'm sure, was by modeling successful people and all of your hard work. Well, it continues to go on and on and on. And for those of you that are just simply trying to find ways to get out of, you know, and take your life from where it is right now, you know, to another gear, that's what you want to do. Books, education, coaching, newsletters, taking action, starting to take action in the markets. You really want to do that. Well, what Tom has taught us, which is really beautiful, is when you start taking a look at swing points, you'll see where you start making a move of a move. In this case here, we completed that at the 9 a.m. time frame. And the move of a move that I'm talking about here, folks, is going back to the swing point low that we started with at 5 a.m. So you can see the market pushed down there, stopped as it was supposed to, took a little bit of a breath, has moved sideways, moved up just a tad, and we'll see if it completes this pattern. It doesn't always complete that A to B equals C to D. That is kind of your ultimate exit strategy, if you will. You start moving your stop up when you're trading to Gartley and it moves down to the 0.382. You should probably at least you know, bring it back just below break even. if you will, so you're limiting your losses. Let it get to that 0.618 area, then start moving your stop, even further to at least break even, maybe break even plus a little bit, because once you do a 0.618, that may be as far as where that Gartley's going to go. You've really got to be paying attention to the volume or to the bars, the size of the bars, these wide range bars. Why do you want to pay attention to that? Well, when you go over to the left side of the chart on the ES Mini here, folks, what you can see is you had two wide range bars from 1550, which was 350 in the afternoon yesterday, all the way into the close. So this Gartley sell pattern was coming into these wide range bars. Very bullish sign. It's going to take some energy to crack through those things, unless we saw some kind of wide range bars during this ES Mini on the 10-minute chart. This is telling us nothing more than this is just breathing. Am I worried that if I'm trying to find a place to go long or short, that this is just a breathing pattern? And we want you to understand these breathing patterns because they go on and on again in so many of the different vehicles, and you don't have to worry that what I've got up on my screen is a futures contract. It's no different than going over and taking a look at a stock, at an Apple, at an exchange-traded fund, at a currency. If we pull up the currency, if you just simply pull up the euro, I'll go ahead and do that. It's just a chart. It's the same chart here. This is showing a Gartley buy pattern, and on the Gartley buy pattern, if I zoom in on this here, folks, it did what it was supposed to do that first time. I went from the swing point here on August 29th at the 145 level all the way down to the low that it made. That said that first move, that 0.382, should be 136.8. What does the euro get to yesterday? Gets to 136.971. Folks, that is outstanding, just like yourself. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
It's always better when we're together.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And if you're up late tonight and you've got some clear skies on the East Coast at 10:10 p.m., you've got the full moon coming in. And, I know I've communicated the full moon, is Wednesday. That's because when I'm taking a look at aspects, what I'm doing is I'm using ephemeris time. I'm not using Eastern Standard Time. And that is just simply to be able to keep things consistent when I apply patterns, when I apply lunar cycles or planetary cycles on charts. I'm applying those on the aspectarian time, even though the chart itself is showing up on Eastern Standard Time, if you will. So at 2:10 a.m. on ephemeris time is when the new full moon comes in. And then tomorrow, what we've got tomorrow at about, I think it's around 7 in the morning or so, is when you're going to have the moon at its furthest point from us. So it should look smallest, if you will. So most folks will still be able to, I think it's about 7:10 a.m. It's right about when the sun is coming up. Might be really, a pretty sight, so you want to get up and see that, and certainly want to go ahead and howl with that full moon that we've got coming tonight. So right now we've got the Dow down 56, S&P's down 6, the Russell down 5. And what I've got up on my screen here right now is the FTSE. And, we usually take a tour around the world to see what's going on, because it can really provide us with a lot of information here. And we take a look at the FTSE. What the FTSE here is doing is it's going against its swing point from the September 1st time frame. Again, that swing point here, as you can see, where we've made the highest peak, if you will, the highest point during this consolidation period. A consolidation period is nothing more than, a range here where we're just going sideways. And it's been a beautiful trading range to play it on the long side, on the short side, because this is breathing. If you were in a buy and hold strategy, all you'd be doing is going up and down that roller coaster, and eventually you're going to want to get off that roller coaster. Well, in our case here, we love the roller coaster, and we don't control the markets. The reality is we are in the worst bear market possible. We're in a super volatile bear market. And what we can teach you is we can teach you how to make money in this. We can teach you the money management piece of it. In fact, go to Channel 5, go to my archive webcast on Mastering Probability, or better yet, sign up for my newsletter service for 30 days. All you're doing is putting down a credit card. You got money back guarantee, and it's absolutely, you'll get such a, if you think you're being educated now, just go spend time on my archive newsletters and take a look at what we've done right, what we've done wrong, what I'm able to teach, what I'm able to share with you. It's absolutely a great educational process. It's worth that, even if you just simply took advantage of my services for 29 days, if you will. Please do it. I want to help. I want to contribute to you. It's a wonderful way to be able to start helping to overcome that fear of loss, because the reality is when you play with the 1% rule here, folks, you've got to make about 260 wrong trades in a row in order to get from whatever capitals you start with down to about $100. That's how many wrong trades in a row you'd have to do. If you just simply risked 50 cents and made $1, you know how many right trades in a row you'd have to make in order to double your money? 35. So let me get this straight. I can learn Steve's 1% money game, okay, and if I had 35 trades in a row, which I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, okay, but that's when you start taking a look at the probabilities, or it's going to, I need 266 trades in a row. When you start, I can empower you folks to actually really be able to make money, amass wealth. And so let's go to our first caller. Let's go to Tim in Colorado. Tim, thank you for calling.
Yeah, hey, good morning. Two questions. One is I can't seem to put my finger on Apple. I was looking at the volume on it yesterday. It just seemed really low, and I thought it'd be headed down today. And then two, help me, where can I access those charts that you're working off of TigerTV right now?
The only way to access them is on TigerTV.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you just simply do that and you watch TigerTV, another way to access my charts, I include a lot of charts inside my my newsletter service. So it really helps you to understand what's going on. So, one thing you might want to consider doing is taking advantage of that for, the 30-day offer. But, you can watch the Tiger TV, you can see the archives, and that will help you to understand. And I've got Apple up on my screen, and my show is archived on Channel 14. Also. Okay. So you can go back and you can replay that, and I think when it's archived, you might even be able to hit the pause button. So you too, can take a look at the chart, and then if you've got some charting tools, identify where you think it's going to go. Now, what Apple did here, Apple made that really high volume low on October 4th, and that low absolutely wants to be tested. That had 44 million shares. What it's doing right now, and let me see if I can just clean up the screen here just a little bit. I've got. I don't want to clean it up too much because I've got a bunch of historical information on here. Let me just get rid of a couple of the fib lines that are on here. There we go. That cleans it up a bit. Now, one of the things that you can take a look at from high to low, and the high that I'm talking about here, Tim, is going back from that September 20th time frame where it was at 422.75, and it went all the way down, made a move of a move. Right now, what Apple did today, it's really doing the normal thing, which is it's testing that 0.618 floor level. That 618 on that move is 396.65. You're trading at 396.30 right now. So it is what Apple's going to do is Apple's going to help us is going to help us understand what's really going on in the markets because it's so heavily weighted. Now, are you watching on Tiger TV right now?
I am, yes. Okay,
so you see if you see my cursor the way I'm moving it down here, like you were pointing out yesterday, Apple's going up on lighter volume. That's not a normal price match, if you will, right? You expect to see, what you want to see is conviction behind any move. And what I mean by that is you want to see volume increasing on the way up and decreasing on the way down. In Apple's case, if you go back to the high that it made from the 422 time frame, really Apple's on the way down, volume went up, and it had hit that peak on October the 4th. So right now it's doing nothing more than that normal breathing pattern of getting to that 0.618 area. And the swing point that you could take a look at here on Apple would really be September 27th, where we had really a defined shift, if you will. And the low on that swing point is 398.06. And let's see if Apple got into that yet. 397.25. It's going to give us some information as it gets into that. If it can get into that area with more than 22 million shares, then it wants to go to that next step up in the elevator, if you will, and that would be to 408.18. So that's what you want to be taking a look at. Does that help you?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
My pleasure. Thanks for calling. Great to hear from you. Great to hear from everyone. And folks, 877-927-6648. Dow's down 29. The composite is positive. The NDX is positive as well. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before October 15th from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but two exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, The Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you only have till October 15th to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a technology insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed, with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back as we cruise into our last segment. Again, coming up next, you've got Tom O'Brien and I on the Money Masters Show. Then I'll be back with you from 11 to 12. And then we've got our man, Don Kaufman, absolutely the best options hour that you could invest your time in. Even if you don't know about options, you want to listen in on the show. You want to understand the thought process behind the strategies, because what you can do with the some of the structured options that Don will share with you is really limit your risk. You can have a defined risk. That's why, I want you to understand the 1% game. I want you to understand position sizing, absolutely something that will impact your trading more than I believe anything else that it is you do, way more than your entry point and way more than your exit points. You got to understand your position size. And, just going back to Tim from Colorado, it's always important to take a look at charts on different time frames because of the information that they can provide to you. So, Tim, if you're still listening, what I've got on my screen right now is Apple on a weekly basis. And you can see that Apple is trading inside the low of that week, which was 3 weeks ago, the week of September 23rd. You had 132 million shares. Apple is going to communicate to us. And Apple, is one of these stocks here that not only does Apple have an impact on each of our lives, but in one way, shape, or form, Apple is going to communicate to us a great deal about the strength inside what has been the strongest index, the Qs, the NDX 100, and, we should get that information this week because one thing that it could do is it could test the bottom of, we've already inside this candle, and reject it on lighter volume, meaning that it will come in this week with less than 132 million shares and close below the low being 395.20. If we do that, then that high has been tested, and really what you'll see, depending on how high Apple moves here, and what I'm talking about is just looking at the retracement from that top of that swing point down to the low, which is going from that 422.86 down to the 354. You can see that 0.618 that we identified at first when Tim was on the line. Apple could easily move up to the next level, go up to that next floor, the 408.18 area, and then still create a nice A to B equals C to D pattern. Well, in this case here, the A to B, if it were to move up to that area, would take you right into about the 335.58. Well, what that also sets up, folks, is if you go to the low swing point here on a weekly chart to June 24th and you go all the way up to the high that it made, wow, what is it that we're going to find out? We're going to find out that right there in that 335 area would also be a 0.786 retracement on the way down. That would set up a Gartley buy. So if you're not long Apple right now and you're looking to get in Apple, what you really want to do is you want to be patient. You want to let Apple move down to that 335 area. That's on the weekly basis. If we dive in, just simply see what's going on today, take a look at the 10-minute. You can see on a 10-minute basis, and we're in our third 10-minute session here right now, you can see that we had some decent strength at the open in Apple. It did 1.9 million shares. Heck, that was more than the amount of shares that were done in the last 10 minutes of the day on Apple, when really most of the ETFs where we saw all the volume come in was during the last two 10-minute sessions. So you've got some decent volume in Apple today. In the second 10-minute session, it dropped off, but not too bad, 1.4 million. So that makes me think more inclined that we're going to see Apple try to move up. It can easily do that just simply today and then back off. But, folks, good morning, traders. Hi, folks. I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge. Thanks so much for joining me. I absolutely love being here with you. This is my favorite time of the day. I know the value of your time, and I am going to deliver a great show, just like all of us do here at TFNN. You know, we absolutely love you being here. We love you watching on Tiger TV. Training is absolutely visual. Just go to the homepage of TFNN and click on the third or fourth tab over. You'll see Tiger TV. You can watch this show live. If you're catching this on the audio archive version, if you've downloaded it to your iPod, your iTunes area, what have you, what you want to do is go check out Channel 14. That's the channel for all the archives of Tiger TV. You'll be able to take a look at the screens. We'll take a look at maybe it's some equities that you actually trade, and it really doesn't matter what it is that we're trading. The patterns still work no matter what vehicle, whether we're taking a look at light sweet crude, the dollar index, the euro, the Russell 2000, which is on my screen, whatever it is that we're looking at, folks, you can learn something from it. And since learning is so visual, please use Tiger TV. We know that, we were able to see the statistics on the growth of Tiger TV. And so I want to thank you personally for all the growth and all of the shows that we do here. It's really exciting, to be a part of this. And I really do appreciate you being here. Our call number is 877-927-6648. What we've got right now is you've got the Dow is down 29. You've got the S&Ps are flat, basically. The composite up 12. Small caps are flat. The NDX 100 is up 14. And dollar, where's the dollar index? Dollar is up 20 ticks, if you will. Light sweet crude's down 54 cents. And, if you caught the 9 o'clock show, I was talking about, there's a reason that I have the U.S. Olympic game, the last 10 seconds, if you will, playing. For me, look, I know that what life is about, if in order for me to deliver a great show, I have to be in a peak physical state. And there's really three things, folks, that control your state of mind. Number one is your physiology, your body, your biochemistry. And the things that impact that can be simply just, where your shoulder's at. If you are sitting in a chair and you want to change your state, you want to start changing your biochemistry or what have you, sit up and have a glass of water. You'll have two things going on at the same time. And water, folks, you figure, what percentage of the planet does it cover? 70% of the planet? It's the same thing inside your body. If you're trading all day, you want to make sure that you're putting water-based foods even inside of you, because you want to feed yourself those things that are going to be able to help empower you, because you can change your biochemistry by drinking a Coke. Folks do that all the time. You got that caffeine, or maybe it's coffee. When you're doing that, you're changing your state. You absolutely are. And that's important for you to understand. It's important for you to recognize. Also, what you focus on is so important. And so in order for me to be able to for you to comprehend anything that I'm saying, I've got to maintain a relatively simple focus. I've got to be able to communicate. I've got to be able to communicate to you words. Well, when you take a look at the Tiger TV aspect of it, now you've really putting things together, because you're going to be able to take a look at what it is that I'm focused on. You might be focused on just my physiology, my body language, my hand gestures, or what have you. All those have an impact on what it is that you do. But I start off with the U.S. Olympic because it's able to put me into a peak physical state, if you will. And that's how I'm able to, when I want to make a decision, when I am making a decision, I want to make sure that I'm doing it in a peak state of mind, a peak physical body state, if you will. And so I want you to be able to, each of you also have something. Maybe some of you have something similar that you use. Maybe some of you don't. But when you're making decisions, folks, you don't want to, first and utmost, you never want to be making decisions out of fear. And so one of the ways that you want to be able to change your state is to be able to snap yourself out of fear, because fear is absolutely false evidence appearing real. I know you've heard that before. I just simply want you to understand that if you go back in life, if you go take a look at the decisions that you've made, most folks will tell you that the worst decisions they made were the decisions that they made out of fear. Sometimes that fear might be staying inside a stock that you shouldn't be in, that you didn't have a stop in, that now you've become an investor and you still stayed in it. Let your first mistake be your worst mistake. But what I love about the U.S. Olympic team, and I came across this, I always believe that the universe puts us in a place for a reason. Nothing more emulates that for me when I'm out playing a game of golf. It used to be that I would hit a bad shot, I would be in trouble, I'd be in a bunker, a water hazard. Just give you an idea. I only started playing golf when I was in my young mid-20s, if you will. And that's a whole other story. That would take at least 7 minutes, which is all I've got, and I'm not going to go into that story. But the first time that I actually made an eagle, now I've never had a hole-in-one, but I have had probably no less than a dozen eagles, most of them on par fours, a number on par fives, but most on par fours. Now, the first eagle that I actually ever made was really a par. What it was, a par four, on this course, and I I didn't push my ball. I pulled it left, into a set of homes. Didn't break any glass or anything, but my first ball was out of bounds. I was playing with my brother-in-laws and hit my second shot into the fairway. The next shot, folks, boom, right into the cup. Hit the green right into the cup. Of course, they were congratulating me, on a great eagle, and I was saying, well, you guys forgot about that first shot. It absolutely was a great par. And so, the cool thing is I couldn't have had that shot if I hadn't hit that first ball out of bounds. What if I had hit that first ball, it hit the, a roof or a screening porch or what have you and bounced into the fairway, So the universe, you got to buy into the belief. You absolutely should, because I know that if it works for me, I know that it works for you, is that the universe has put you in a certain spot for a certain reason. It's why you're here. Now, what's cool about it is that Coach Herb Brooks, the only thing that he said to his team before he sent them out on the ice, he said these following 3 sentences after all their hard work. And when I'm talking about sent them out onto the ice to that Miracle on Ice game, when they were playing the Russian hockey team, it was in the semifinals, and he said, you were born to be a hockey player, you were meant to be here, and this moment is yours. And folks, I know that you were born to be a money master. There is no question about it in my life. And I know that you were born to be, that you were meant to be here. And I know that this moment is yours. So I hope that in life that you live your life that way, because when you do, you will empower yourself in ways that you can't even imagine. Buy into the belief system that you are there at that moment for a reason. And that moment, folks, when he sent his hockey players onto the ice, they had to make that decision. They had to make that decision to believe what their coach told them. They had to live with that vision that they really were born to be hockey players, that they could beat that other team. In the markets, you want to be able to beat the other side that you're playing. If you're going long and somebody's selling, you want them to be right. You want them to be wrong, you to be right. Okay, you have to believe that right there that you are meant to be. If you need to make a decision, if you're trying to make a decision to help find another gear in your trading, then what you want to do is you absolutely want to learn the money game. That is really what I'm all about. It's really what I want to be able to teach you. You can apply this money game to your own system. You can apply it to Tom's, Basil's, Larry's, David's, Ken's, Don Kaufman, who's up after this show. You can apply it to mine. I give you, in essence, the step-by-step basis and the tools for you to do that, because I know that this moment is yours. I know that that's why you're here. I know that that's why I'm here. You know, there's that old Chinese proverb that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, folks, I absolutely am a teacher. I do want to teach you. I want to take you along. I want to help you step up your game. You know, there's a real easy way to do it because I know how valuable your time is. I mean, I know how valuable my time is as well. And I know that what I do is I have coaches that help me in life. I know that I invest my money in those coaches because they're able to get me to that next level. They're able to get me to move to another gear. You have to be willing to invest in yourself. I mean, when you think about it, who better to invest in on this planet other than yourself? And there are tools out there, whether it's Tom's books, whether it's our newsletters. You know, you can try the different newsletter services out. Many of them have a 2-week free trial period. In my case, 30 days. You can get 30 days of my services and with a money-back guarantee, even if you know right now that, you know, you're sitting on the fence and you're saying, well, there's no way I want to go beyond 31 days. Take advantage of it. Let me teach you something, because if I can improve your life, you're going to improve somebody else's life. And to me, maybe that was the moment. Maybe that's the reason that you're here. I want you to be able to take advantage of that. Absolutely. Now, the other cool thing that came out of the Olympics is that, you know, there's two guys. If you're looking at TigerTV, there's two guys. There's small pictures. They were the only pictures that I was able to actually find of them. Jack O'Callahan and Jack Hughes. Both were from Boston. Most played at Boston College. Both were on the Olympic team. Those two guys, folks, they're just like you and me. They trade these markets each and every day. And the patterns that they trade Gertleys and they trade butterflies. They came down. They were students of Larry's, students of Tom's, just like you are. Me, I'm a student of Larry, Tom, Tony Robbins. That's the whole package that you get when you're getting me, plus a little bit my own flair, if you will, that I throw in there, sprinkle a little Steve dust on you, if you will. And the whole idea is, what's cool is that, you know, they were meant to be there playing hockey. They're also meant to be traders. We can teach you, you know, that frame of mind that you absolutely want to have, that you need to have. So, folks, you know, I know that you were born to be a money master. It's just nobody is really, maybe in some instances they haven't taught you how to do that. Maybe what you haven't learned is the tool. And I created this tool here for all of my, let me see if I can pull it up here. For all of my subscribers, and it's a position size tool. And what a position size tool does, and I'm going to be doing a webinar, a free webinar, probably a 30 to 60-minute webinar on not this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. The sign-up sheet should be on the webpage maybe by the end of the day. But I want you to just go ahead and mark it in your calendar at 6:30. I'm going to teach you how to use the position size tool. It's the one thing that will impact your trading, in my opinion. In fact, I know this for a fact. It'll impact your trading more than anything else, because many times you get a stock trade from, whether it's one that you're creating on your own or you're getting it from a contributor, if you will. And then the question becomes, well, how many shares should you buy? This tool here, you know, is priceless. When you think of how much money it is that you actually spend to enter and exit a trade, and if you have multiple exits, folks, you know, you could easily be spending, you know, $30, you know, $40 in and out of a trade, if you will. You're certainly going to spend, you know, at least $15 trading. And of course, it depends what it is that you're trading. But I want to be able to teach you this tool, so I want you to make sure you've got on your calendar next Wednesday at 6:30. We're going to have a great time. And folks, we'll be right back, 877-927-6648. Thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
As Tom says, go long America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before October 15th from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but 2 exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you only have till October 15th to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the fourth quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG. X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. At the moment, the Dow's down 29, S&P's down a point, Composite up 8. The NDX still leading the charge there, up 12 points. Let's go to our first caller, John in New York. John, thanks for calling.
Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
LPJ is the symbol?
Yeah, so that is the Direction Daily Latin America Bull, three times ETF. And so tell me what you're doing here, what you're looking at, what you're looking for.
I own it at an average cost of $16.84.
Okay. All right.
Can you give me an exit point? Should I take a loss?
Well, here's what I've got pulled up. Number one, what I want you to also understand, I mean, I don't know how many shares, you don't have to tell me how many shares. It's not the most liquid instrument that's out there. Okay? And when I pulled up the, for example, yesterday, it did 179,000 shares. When I pulled up the 10-minute chart on this, in the last 10 minutes, did 293 shares. So you're going to have to kind of be careful here as you're, depending on what you've got. There's not a lot of high volume bars out here. So that's the first thing. To answer your question, this thing still, let me pull it back up. This thing still has sellers in it. And I'm going to first pull up the weekly chart. And then the weekly chart, just so you can see, what it's doing, or maybe a point where you're going to get some information. The weekly chart, and where I'm going to, John, is the week of August the 12th. And the low there is 1580, and you did 1 million shares that day. And then what happened was you came through that on September the 23rd, you came down with 758,000 shares. Now, it made a bottom with 628. All that it's doing, in fact, when it sliced through on September the 23rd, this is the weekly chart here, it came back up the following week, tested with 541,000 shares. It tested that first high volume bar that I gave you from August the 12th with 1 million shares. So it tested it, came back down. It did it last week as well, tested with 628,000 shares. And so now let's switch over to the daily. So if you take a look on the daily chart, you can see that you had a big, a nice big seller in there on August the 8th, as we did in all the markets, if you will. And then you had the next big seller in there, if you will, was on September the 21st, where you had 309,000 shares. On that daily chart, that big volume bar on August the 8th with 312,000 shares, you came in and you tested it 2 days ago on Thursday with only 179,000 shares. What you don't want to do, okay, this is the first place that I would start, is you don't want to see this close below $10.66. Now, if you started at 16 or so, and now you'd be talking about, almost a 30% haircut or so? Something like that. So I don't even know if you want to let it get down that far, because if you're in at, 16 something?
Yes, 1684.
1684. So, you've got about $1.40 into this. Watch the markets to get a stop in on this at least below 1343. But you might be at a stage here where it's actually worth taking the loss right now, just for the certainty that you're out of this trade, because you probably weren't feeling real well back on the 4th of October when it got down to $10, $10.60 or so, right?
Right. But last Friday.
Yes.
Friday morning. Did it gap up to 1698?
It did. It popped up to 1698 for the entire day. Did 179,000 shares. But what it was doing was really coming into the swing point here of August the 8th, which had 312,000 shares. So it rejected that price. Plus, you then had a gap down on September the 21st that had 309,000 shares. So there are not enough buyers in this thing. And and that's my big concern. The question is where's this thing gonna go? How low can it go? I mean, there's not a chart pattern here. There's not any support that I can go back to identify where LBJ would go to. And you're playing that 3 times that 300% move out here. As far as I'm concerned, okay. So I've got a 30-minute chart up, and it's the last time that there was any volume, and that happened to be at 10 in the morning on October the 7th. And the low there was 1458, and the high was 1478. I would have a stop underneath that, underneath the 1458. But there would be absolutely nothing wrong right now with taking $1.30 hit on something that you are glad that this thing moved back from 1060 to 1540 where it's at right now. You can make that money up. I know you can make that money up. There's better trades out there. Check out my newsletter. You can do it for 30 days. Sign up, put down $149. You can try it out for 29 days. I'll help you make it up. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, John. Thanks for calling. We'll be right back, folks.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com under newsletter. Hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, more than 40 different mining equities, as well as some of the most popular precious metal ETFs, including the GDX and the SLV. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report that will help you take advantage of investment opportunities at the current historic gold price levels. To order your Gold Report today with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to tfnn.com or call our office directly at 877-518-9190.
Are your cable rates rising? Tired of being pushed around by your provider? It's time to push back. Cut the cable and get Dish Network installed with absolutely no equipment to buy. Here's the best part. Packages start at just $24.99 a month for an entire year. That's right. Call now and get Dish Network installed free. Plus your choice of HBO, Cinemax, or Stars free for 3 months. If you call in right now, Dish Network will also throw in free HD for life. PMG Dish, a Dish Network authorized retailer, is waiting for your call and can have you watching TV as soon as tomorrow. Call 800-565-8010. Imagine all your favorite movies, sports, and shows in crystal clear digital quality for far less money, and you won't have to deal with the cable company anymore. At only $24.99 per month, they're practically giving it away. Call now for full details. Call 800-565-8010. That's 800-565-8010. Again, 800-565-8010. Limited time offer, prices, packages, and programming subject to change without notice. 24-month agreement required. Cancellation fees, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. Call for details.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. You've got the Dow down 9, the S&Ps are flat, up 0.4, the composite up 12, the small caps down just a tad, the NDX up 16. And this market wants to trade higher, at least intraday. So the work to the top side does not look like it's done to me. Now, what I'm going to first do, since it's 11:34, we're going to go around the world here real quickly because we've got Europe that has closed, and we're going to take a look at the DAX. You know, the DAX is something that we have absolutely focused on because it was the weakest stock. We know that we've got problems over in Europe, and so we're looking for signals here with regard to what's going on. So the work here in the DAX, again, I don't have the volume on the DAX, but let's just say irrespective of volume, let's take a look at what the DAX actually did today. Couple of things here that are really important. Now, what I've got on my screen here, again, hopefully you're watching us on TigerTV. It's the easiest way for me to be able to teach you some tools. You're going to see some lines. You're going to see these dotted lines and some numbers. This is basically Fibonacci retracements between swing points, if you will. It's just an easy tool that's a part of this software application, and it helps me to understand what's going on in between swing points, whether there's contractions going on or expansions. Well, in the case of the DAX, if you go back to the last swing point high back in July 26, 2011, and there's higher ones as well. But on July 26, 2011, you had really a significant turn in the market in the DAX. Now, what it's done so far today, it's only been able to make a 0.382 retracement of that area. It's very critical. Now, it may not be exact, and these the way that I've got this turned on here, this is, it's got some leeway, some approximation. So I'm rounding my numbers to, in essence, to the nearest Fibonacci number, if you will. But in essence, it's only been able to make a 0.382 retracement after building all kinds of energy, all right, and in a consolidation pattern for a while, moving sideways, where we know the volume is at least to the bottom. I don't have the volumes right now at the top, but I know that the volume absolutely is at the bottom. It's at the swing point on September 12th on the DAX. It's at the swing point on September 23rd. It's at the swing point on October 4th. So the volume is leaning to the downside, okay? Second, you've been going sideways for a while, building energy for its next move down. Well, heck, this made a heck of a move going from the July 27th area, 26th area, was at a high of 73.82, came all the way down into the 6,000 area, down 5,000 area, 49.65 area, for goodness sakes, 49.65 from 73.82. A huge move, folks. And now all it's doing is building energy to make its next move. Well, if it can't get above this area, and that's why today is actually important to take a look at on the DAX, let's go dig in a little bit further and see what it did. Well, you've got a swing point, if you will, out here, that is coming into at the August 17 time frame. The low there is 58.70. The high is 6,018. Well, it got into that today, got into the 58.70 area, but closed at 58.65. So I don't know what the volume is between those two swing points, but you do have a failure on price right now of that swing. What it also did was it was testing the swing point out here from August 31st. We know that was an important date. The high on that was 58.69. Again, we closed at 58.65. We got above that 58.69 today. Not we, but the DAX itself got up to a high of 58.83. So it has rejected that important date because that's when we saw, the next big market turn, if you will, where we came down, and it tested that, closed below that. Again, a failure on price. I don't have the volume here. What else did it do? Well, yesterday it surpassed the high there, which was at 58.72. It closed below that. And yesterday was also a 1.272 expansion of the swing from September 29th all the way down to the low of October 4th. This is telling you, folks, be careful. Absolutely be careful here because the volume is to the downside. You've done, in essence, a move of a move, only a 0.382 retracement from its big lows. And we'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Better when we're together.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you know, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. I don't know how many of you saw the baseball game last night, the Tigers against the Texas Rangers, but and I apologize because I forget the name of the guy that hit the home run. Maybe somebody in the den can throw that up there real quick for me. But what I wanted to talk to you about is, I spoke about the power of focus, your physiology, your focus of your thought, and what have you, and also the words that you explain to yourself. Thank you, Ken. It's a guy named Cruz, and he was up, and I would think he might have been up in the 8th or 9th inning. Don't recall the exact inning that he was up, and he took a fastball. I'm going to guess it was coming in at about that 95 to 100 range or what have you. Fastball that started moving into him and hit him right in both the wrist, or the wrist area, and I don't know, you'll go ahead and feel your arm here, pretty much you're going to feel bone in there. So it hit him right there and then right into his chest, okay, where, you've got some bone once you get beyond, your breast meat, if you will, right here, okay? And that ball came in, hit him, okay, and hit him hard. And, he was able to, and you could see the pain that he was in at first. I mean, absolute excruciating pain, I'm sure. And I'm sure he went in. I'm sure he's got a big old bruise today. And so, dusted himself up, got up, went on base. Well, he's the guy that hit the grand slam home run last night. Now, the importance is, can you imagine? I want to picture yourself, okay? Because here's a guy who just, his last memory, if you will, was being at the plate and getting hit by a pitch, right? He's up, bases are loaded. What do you think he chose to focus on? You can see just simply by the result that he had. Did he focus on the last at-bat? Absolutely not. Did he focus on, here's a guy that I think in the series before this against the Tampa Bay team was like 1 for 15. 2 for 15, something like that. He's hit 3 home runs, I believe, in the last 2 games against Detroit. Detroit's got a good pitching staff, if you will. So here's a guy that absolutely, does not let the past equal his future. And I don't want you to let your past equal your future. That is, unless your past is just absolutely terrific. It depends on, most people are harder on themselves, and you focus on the negative versus the positive. I call those the automatic negative thoughts. But when you take a look at Cruz and what he did and how he stepped up at that plate, he absolutely had to also change his physiology. He also had to change his focus, what he was going to focus on, and he was focused on what he wanted to do. I want you to focus on what you want to do with regard to the markets, and if we can be of assistance to you, we're here for you, whether it's calling in at 877-927-6648, blast through that fear. I want you to define wealth. Absolutely want you to define it, because I don't want it to be a moving target. I want you to have that laser focus like Cruz did last night in the baseball game, even though he beat my Tigers. My Tigers, of course, I've been gone from Detroit for almost 30 years now, but still, they're your home team, if you will. And so I'm looking forward to the next game. But what a cool moment! If you haven't seen it, go back, and maybe I'm sure they're replaying it still on ESPN, and I would hope that they're going to play the, just as important, really, I think what's more important is the at-bat before, when he got hit and then came up to the plate and hit that walk-off grand slam home run. Now, before we went to the last break, we were talking about the DAX, and we were taking a look at swing points, and again, not having the volume there, what it was telling us. So right now, it's moving the markets. The reason why I said before we started taking a look at the DAX that I believe our markets still want to push a little bit higher is because of where we're trading. We're trading inside the swing point, and I'm looking at the NDX 100 right now. And the NDX 100 is going against the swing point here, folks. It's going, let me pull down my cursor. There we go. It's going into the September 20th swing point. The low there is 22.93. The high is 23.37. We're trading right now at 22.98. We're going to get some information today. If it closes inside there, what it's telling us is the work's not done. It likely wants to go test the high of that swing point, which would be 23.37, and that would be where we would get the next release of information. It's always possible that what we'll see today, after it pushes higher, is that we'll see it close below that swing point, just as we saw in the DAX. So in that case, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to see how the Qs are playing out, because it's the easiest place for you to be able to pick up the volume and be able to do a comparison of the swing point. So if I go pull over the Qs right now, and so let me go over to my tab here, and let's take a look at the Qs. And if we take a look at the Qs here, one thing that I'm showing you is, you see this red line that's down here? This shows that volume is going down and price is going up. What do you think about that? Not much, I hope, because that's not real. There's no way for that price to be sustained until somebody steps in. Well, are you going to step in if you're going up towards highs on lighter volume? If you are controlling not just your money, but institutional money, and you understand supply and demand, are you going to step in? Probably not. You're probably going to say, you know what, I'll wait for a better entry point. I'll wait for price to pull back, if in fact that's what we see. Or I'm going to wait to see who steps in first. Well, in this case here, we haven't seen any volume, even in today's action. We're getting into that swing point. Again, September 20th on the Qs, the low is 56.23. The high is 57.35. 66 million shares is what you did. Right now, today, we've done 27 million shares. We're 2 hours and 15 minutes, so the volume's not too bad. But if we go take a look at it intraday, most of that volume was really during the first 30 minutes or so of trading. So you're going to want to pay attention to these numbers on the Qs. You're going to want to pay attention to that 55.70 area. You're going to want to see it close below, 55.70. What am I talking about? You're going to want to see it close below 56.23. Boy, the important to focus, folks. You got to make sure you get your cursor on the right swing point. Otherwise, I'm giving out bad information. So you're going to want to watch that area, inside the Qs before you get some information, because that has been our strongest index. But when you take a look at the volume, it's actually been the weakest one, even though it's pushed up on price. And price is important. Now, what you would also then dig into, as we typically do, is we go take a look at what's going on inside the Qs, and it's really Apple. You've heard this for such a long period of time. And when we take a look at Apple, we had a gap up yesterday, an open window. We had a gap up today. The gap is not as easy to see on my chart here from yesterday, but the high from October the 7th, the high was 377.74. The low that we got to yesterday was 378.21. So there's a gap in there. There's an area where we didn't have any price that traded. Windows get closed. Gaps get filled. You've heard that before. Tomorrow could be a third gap, if you will. That would, in essence, be a three-gap play. That would kind of put the kibosh on what's going on in the markets. It all makes sense. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
It's always better when we're together.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his opening call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his opening call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the opening call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
Looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real money masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks, something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You absolutely want to make sure that you stay tuned after this show. You know, if you're just joining us, you want to stay tuned for Don Kaufman. Absolutely the best option show out there. Great investment of your time. Commercial uninterrupted. You got to love that. And then we've got Ken Shreve as the warm-up band for Tom today. He's going to be dancing and just jamming with you, and that's 3 to 4. And Then we've got Tom taking us home from 4 to 6. Right now, you've got the Dow down 7, S&P's up a point, Composite up 15, the small caps just turned green again, and the NDX up 18. Now, what I've got up on my screen here is I've got light sweet crude. It's trading 85.37, down 5 cents right now today. And again, you can see that same pattern here. You can see, although it's not as significant as what we looked at in the Qs. But, you can see that you still have got volume that's decreasing as prices going up. What this is doing, what light sweet crude is trying to do, light sweet crude is trying to get to that next level, which is that 0.786 retracement. That would be 87.19. No patterns that we can see here on the daily chart. Let's just go ahead for the heck of it and go down to the 30-minute chart, see if there's any patterns that we can see inside the contract. There's a ABC pattern. Well, let's see where that ABC pattern takes us to. That's going from the low on the 9th all the way up to the 11 o'clock time frame on the 10th. And the ABC pattern, now it's got to get past the B point here, which is about a $3 from low to high B point, but that would take us to 87.31. Just for the heck of it, let's go back to the daily chart. Let's see where that 87.31 would take us. 87.19, as I said, was the 0.786. So now what we know is we've got an ABC pattern as we drilled down into it. That's also confirming that that where oil, light sweet crude, is trying to get to is that price point. Now the key here is going to be the volume that we've got. You can take a look at the candle as we're coming up right now off of the lows for the day. Let me just get rid of the volume. That is not helping us out here right now. Oops. Let's not worry about it. And so, you're going to want to watch the attack on light sweet crude. This is on the 30-minute chart of the 85.65 to 86.09 area. We get over that, then what you'll see that 87.31. That means we would see a slightly weaker dollar, most likely, because if we take a look at gold and oil and silver, it's really all based upon the dollar and the dollar index. You can see here, if I blow it up, you can see how the dollar index is moving just slightly lower here. If we go drill down into the 10-minute chart on that, here's the 30-minute chart. You can see how it's been drifting down just a bit on a 30-minute chart. It looks like what the dollar index is trying to do is get back and touch the lows on a 30-minute chart from 1220 yesterday afternoon. Again, as the dollar pulls back here, we'll see the markets move up. Again, really what you want to focus on, folks, is the Qs here. You've got everything is green now. Everything is positive, with the exception of gold is just a little bit negative, down $4. Silver is up 15 cents. And this is how you want to be able to put things together in your trading. If we go take a look at maybe some of the others, go take a look at some of the other top 10 stocks. Well, we've got about 20 seconds. Let's go take a look at Intel real quickly, if we can do that. Haven't looked at Intel for a few days. And what we can see on Intel is coming into the swing point here on July 25th. It had 40 million shares. You traded into it yesterday with 40 million shares. Today you've got 18 million shares. So watch how Intel trades as it comes into that swing point. It's also trading into the swing point here that had 53 million shares on July 7th. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Love it. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Please stay tuned for Don Kaufman, and have a great day. Take care.
Stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade